9th Standard English Term 3 Unit 2 Supplementary The Christmas Truce இந்த பாடத்திற்கான வீடியோ இதில் இணைக்கப்பட்டுள்ளது.
இந்த வீடியோ பிடிச்சிருந்தா யூடியூப் சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க, லைக் பண்ணுங்க, மறக்காம உங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுக்கு ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க.
Christmas Truce, 1914. On Christmas Eve 1914, on the Western Front, British soldiers heard German troops in the opposite trenches singing carols. They soon joined in with the singing, and both sides shouted Merry Christmas to each other between the trenches. At the first light of dawn on Christmas Day, British and German soldiers met across no man's land. At first, it was feared by Allied soldiers that it was a trick, but this was diffused when it was clear that the German soldiers were unarmed. Second Lieutenant Duggan Chater wrote back home, "I think I have seen one of the most extraordinary sights today that anyone has ever seen. About 10 o'clock this morning I was peeping over the parapet when I saw a German waving his arms, and presently 2 of them got out of their trenches and some came toward ours. We were just going to fire on them when we saw they had no rifles, so one of our men went out to meet them, and in about 2 minutes the ground between the 2 lines of trenches was swarming with men and officers of both sides, shaking hands and wishing each other a happy Christmas." The soldiers, who had previously been shooting at each other, now shook hands, exchanged gifts of cigarettes and chocolate, buried their dead, and even played a game of football. This ceasefire was not observed everywhere on the Western Front, with fighting continuing elsewhere on Christmas Day. Some officers were unhappy with the truce and worried that it would undermine their soldiers' fighting spirits. The truce came just 5 months after the outbreak of war in Europe, and was one of the last times that the outdated notion of chivalry between enemies would be observed.